Okay, it's a quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. Today's video is a very quick one about the 7 tiny money habits that are quietly ruining your future. So you're probably doing at least 3 of these. I know I have done at different points in my life. You do it without realizing, and they are costing you your future. And I'm going to explain why. So in this video, I am going to break down the small financial habits, and that's what they are, is habits that many Brits are stuck in. They're ones that don't seem like a big deal day to day, but they really do snowball into massive setbacks when extended over time. So let's get into it. Hello. So number one, you've got buying stuff out of boredom. So think about it just from a mathematical point of view. If you spend £5 a day on snacks, um, it might be a meal deal, something like that, meal deal and a chocolate bar. £1,825 a year straight away. And I'm going to be dead straight with you. I work with people that buy 2 meal deals a day. They don't bring food to work from the shopping that they've already bought. They do that anyway, and just eat that at home. And then they buy 2 meal deals a day and then work on that. Firstly, imagine trying to work on food that's lacking in nutrition in the way that a meal deal is. No matter how they peddle it, it's not the most nutritionally dense food that you can partake in. But I know people that literally drink a can of Coke, a can of Red Bull, 2 cheese sandwiches and 2 packets of crisps, and that's what they work on in a day. That's costing them over £3.5 grand a year. Incredible. And you think about the good that money could do. I mean, even £1,800 a year. Yeah, if you go into Europe, that's a family holiday. You could get a family holiday with spender money for 4 people, probably for 5-6 days, to Spain or France for that. So it's not insignificant. Or you could invest that money, £1,800 a year, put into the stock market or something like that, or even just an ISA is going to be better than cheese sandwiches. Number 2, people using credit for lifestyle upgrades instead of just using it for emergencies. And I feel that this one it should be obvious, but again, and I've done it myself. People fall into it. They covet the latest phone that comes out, and let's face it, do you really need the latest tech? Tech does last. It's got to the point now where yes, it gets better every year, but it doesn't get £1,000 better every year, which is generally what a new phone would cost, or a new console, or whatever it might be. You don't necessarily need to upgrade every year. Keep your phone for 2 or 3 years. Your wallet will thank you for it. Another big one, and this was especially for me at the beginning of the year, was subscription creep, where you don't keep a handle on your subscriptions. And the UK average waste, believe it or not, is just under £500 a year. Now, that's the average. I appreciate that many people have got a better handle on it than that. I think mine was about £180. But even then, I've now cut that back and I'm £180 better off. And that money is now being used elsewhere. And it's easy to let it get out of control, whether it's going on to Prime. And Prime, you've got other channels that you can access, like Paramount and MGM and Disney. And invariably, they dangle free trials at you and they say, look, you can try this completely free for 7 days or 14 days, have access to all the movies, and we won't charge you until after that. And the amount of times that I have done this, and I've got quite a good memory, and I've signed up to MGM or Paramount just to watch one film that I want to see, completely forgotten to cancel it afterwards, and then 3 months later I've noticed that money's gone out and it's cost me 30 quid just to watch that one film 3 months later. Yeah, it happens with gym memberships. They creep up, or you take one out and you become a January person, where you sign up to a gym membership, you go a few times and then just sack it off. And I've seen this countless times at all the gyms that I've trained at. You see new faces every January. By February, they're gone. But invariably, some of those people, they keep their subscriptions because I think mentally they think they want to get back into the gym. but that can be costing them £30 to £50 a month, you know? So it's worth keeping a handle on it, and it's definitely worth checking on it. That's money that can be saved very easily. Another big one, especially if you're into Martin Lewis and stuff like that, Money Supermarket and Compare the Market, is never switching providers. And I don't understand why people would never do this. This is one that I have done for sort of, for the longest time with things like insurance. Now, I've not done it until recently with mobile phones, and I was loyal to my network only because of the coverage in my area, but now that's less of an issue. I was with them for about 10 years, and now that loyalty's gone. I changed mobile provider again recently to another one because they've piggybacked onto the O2 network, which is not too bad where I live, or now it's not too bad where I live. But never switching. It makes no sense. Don't be loyal. The brands aren't loyal to you. They don't care. If you think that EDF give a toss that you can't heat your home, you're sadly mistaken. Don't be loyal to any company. They have not got loyalty to you. Promise you. Things like energy companies, things like broadband, things like mobile phone, things like your insurances for your home, your car, your holiday, your life cover, all of it. There's so much money that you can save by not being loyal. And as I said, none of these companies care about you. You are a figure on a spreadsheet. You are money in their bank. So give as good as you get. Treat them the same way. Relying on Klarna, buy now, pay later, PayPal Pay in 3, all of these things. Don't rely on these. Now, I have done in the past, and I don't know. And the reason for that, and I can't bang on about this enough, yes, you may get interest-free credit on PayPal or your Argos card or whatever it is you're buying on. Yeah, fantastic. It's interest-free. That's amazing. You've deferred it for 12 months. That's also amazing. Imagine that. Now, what happens in 6 months or 12 months' time when that interest disappears and you've suddenly got to pay that off? That debt is still there. It's still there. So you might take on, let's just say that you take on, I don't know, £1,000 worth, £1,000 worth of debt, or £1,200 worth of debt, interest free. So in a year's time, when that debt needs to be paid, you've then docked your monthly wages by £100 a month over each month. And you've got to pay all of that in one go. So you might end up buying something in January, in the January sale, for £1,000 on interest-free credit for 12 months. And guess what? When it comes to December and you're working less, or you might want a holiday and perhaps you don't get paid for that, or you're trying to buy Christmas presents for your kids as well as live, as well as pay bills, you've then got to find another 1,200 quid because you mugged yourself off 12 months earlier, getting something on buy now, pay later, just because it was interest free. It doesn't make it a good deal because it's interest free. It doesn't. The debt is still there. It basically creates stealth debt. You don't realize that, or you forget that you've got that debt, and then you take on more stealth debt, and then it escalates, and suddenly it's thousands. Don't mug yourselves off. The other one is upgrading your phones before contracts ends. Now, obviously, your phone contract is a big one. Very often, you'll get offered an upgrade. You've got to think, do you really need it? Is the latest Samsung S25 or S26 or whatever it is, does it do anything that my S23 doesn't do? Is the camera that much better? Is it £1,600 better than my 2 or 3 year old phone? I can promise you it's not. Is the latest iPhone that's got a more round screen or a smaller notch for the camera, is that worth 1,600 quid to you? If it is, I need your income, because honestly, it's not worth it. You can keep tech longer. You don't upgrade your fridge every year, or your cooker, or your washing machine. So why do it with your phone? Tech will last. Now, it's not made to last indefinitely. Stuff with a plug on it does have a shorter lifespan than stuff perhaps 30, 40 years ago might have done. But tech generally lasts, it's good for a few years. You don't need to upgrade every year. And I guess the last big one is spending windfalls. So let's just say you get a tax rebate. You might get a couple of £1,000 if you're very lucky. What's the first thing you're going to do with it? Is the first thing that you're going to think to do with that tax rebate to invest it in your ISA, or pay off a bit of your mortgage, or put a payment into a pension fund? Of course it's not. You do what I did with mine when I had one a few years back. You go and spunk it on designer clothes. And that is exactly what I did. I went out and I think I bought 6 pairs of Jordan trainers. I bought one for every day of the week, stupidly, just different colours. Went out and bought a couple of new coats, and it was a waste. So look, is this relatable for you? Let me know in the comments. YouTube's going to put another video there. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. More videos tomorrow.